Make sure the volume is good on here. To do a message about something about the dogs, because it brought to my attention because the guy was delivering my order. Now, where someone's trying to figure out a new way to train particular dogs, but they're doing it in a very conniving, dirty way to provoke. Okay, so someone is gonna be someone that stay around you, and especially if you know you gotta like. Dogs are very key, especially when you're training them to be effective dogs, even service dogs. They know they are trained to pick up the senses of what's going on in the environment. Meaning they know when something's a threat. They know whenever you're having certain things or effects on your body. And they know they can sense certain diagnoses. It's particular dogs, to be exact. Now, in this situation, I'm getting up. This dog is trying to pick up hate of colorism or some sort, or some type of order, okay? Because somebody wants to deliver something, but they're delivering something with the ill intent, okay? Now, the thing of it is, in this situation, there's a difference with when it comes to canine dogs, hound dogs. This is like even in slavery. Bloodhound dogs were used during slavery, and then like German shepherds wasn't really heavy around those times, because at that point they had the huskies. Now huskies could pick up when prey was around, or if you were like passing away, due to the simple fact because they could smell it. There's another senses in the dog's brain. But however, bloodhound dogs were very useful because they kept them near people, especially riflemen. So you could tell, like, depending on the dog, you could tell when there's a rifleman around. But also, bloodhounds are very precise on picking up senses. And they could pick up on minority senses, but however, they could pick up on any race, especially when it comes to children and people that are either inmates, prisons, or part of like being held in certain things. Dogs can pick that up. And when dogs can pick that up, female dogs are very accurate and precise when it comes to women, because they can pick up on the pheromones. They can pick up on when a woman is menstruation. They can also pick up on children that have been SA'd. Also, female dogs are very accurate and precise on, say, even if it's a male child, they can tell if the male child is SA. They can pick up on the child very quick, within 11 minutes to be precise. Now, when it comes to drugs, male dogs have a different type of sensory on, I want to say, on a part of its lobe is either on the this is the left, so it'd be the right hemisphere of the brain that a dog can pick up on when it comes to drugs. It can pick up on if, like, say, if whether you took something, like now they're training the dogs to know or sense whenever you took, whether you took it or not. Methamphetamine, they could pick up on if you have cocaine in your system. You could have it in your system and you could have freshly just took it. Like, say, if you took something within the first 10 minutes and the canine, they send out a canine unit to hunt you down, it's going to find you. It's going to pick up as if you got drugs on you, but you don't have the drugs on you. It's in you, but the dog can pick it up because, say, for instance, you take it, whether it's a bad batch or not, and you're sweating, the dog will pick that shit up like quick, where it would have been 11 minutes, is going to pick up on you within like the first 30 seconds to the first 3 minutes, because you just took that type of drug. But however, it's just like when it comes to certain dogs and certain drugs and things like that, you have to be mindful about what type of dogs people have. Are they puppies or not? But it's more or less, if you can see people with cane Corso dogs can pick up stuff. Walkwallers, they're more protective dogs. Doberman Pinschers, they're protection dogs. But German Shepherds, anything of the Shepherd line, canine dogs, which they usually use German shepherds and stuff like that. When they're a pup, you can train them dogs in any type of way. You can train them to hate certain nationalities, races, and things like that. You can train that dog to hate particular smells. Like, say if you cook in your home and you cook a particular type of dish, that dog is going to be accustomed, and they'll be more calmer towards people. Like, because they can, like, if you training them to smell blood, you can train them to smell urine. You can train them to smell certain body odors. If you have stalkers and stuff like that, and these people train dogs, all they need is your underwears, your panties, your bra, sometimes a piece of your hair. If you menstruate, your pad, your tampon. Like, these people can train these dogs in particular ways to pick up on scents. Now, when it comes to it, they will use up to 11 different type of people, size, weight, BMI, height wise, color wise. You can train these type of dogs in that way. And, like, say for instance, if you find yourself walking along, right, and you could be a man or a woman and you got particular tattoos. Now, mind you, the dog don't recognize all your tattoos to the fullest extent, but it's like you are a tattooed woman or a tattooed man, and you know that you have dogs of your own and you do really good with your dogs. You can train any dog. You ain't ever had issues with a pet. But all of a sudden you go around someone, you could tell when a person is retired. You could tell when a person is not retired, that they work for something. You could tell when they work for different counties. Like, you got to start looking at dogs very, very, very closely, like paying attention to the details. And somebody's like, how the fuck do you know? Because it's just a particular way you train the dog. It's a particular way you train the dog. And for it, this allowed me to know, because this dog over here to my left, when I step out my door, facing the way that I am, they're to my left. If I was coming in, they to my right. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And he was like, motherfucker, you ain't sorry. I was like, the dog is just a pup. When I said it to him, he was sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, motherfucker, I know. But you have to be mindful about how you talk around dogs and stuff like that, because if you don't, they'll get real aggressive. And if you're training them about pheromones and stuff like that, and you don't have like small children in the home, or you have particular size of children, the dog is going to be prone to attack, like, especially if it's off its leash, because somebody has this bright idea, well, shit, I'll leave the dog out there one day and just say that, like, somebody wanted to plan to, somebody could stay in like a neighborhood or something like that, and they planning, like, somebody could be scared of dogs or some shit like that. Like, for me, I'm not scared. Like, you got to know exactly what to do to calm the dog down. Sometimes, unless they just teaching the dog to bite and to attack, because somebody wanted to go ahead and, like, pay attention to when you come outside, when you move around. Like, somebody's communicating, clocking that. And it's like, for their dog, I feel like they got the dog. They feel like the dog is doing well enough to know when either you're receiving orders, when you outside, you move about, you getting certain things delivered to you. And they utilizing that to know, like, one day somebody's name could be Antoinette or Antonia, and then they wanted to go ahead and put the dog outside, and you know how you could use them really light fold up chairs, and then try to put it on there. Well, the dog was tied up or whatever, but then it just must have just got loose. Somebody was really planning to do that. Somebody could be working with a group. Somebody is literally working with a group, hoping to attack somebody. Somebody really wanted to plan to attack somebody. Attacker. Tobacco. Also, somebody chew tobacco or snuff. Somebody like to put that snuff in their mouth. Also, somebody could be a cigarette smoker. Stokes. Somebody could be calling somebody like, hey, somebody know what we planning to do. Because, I mean, that was the first thing, because I was like, well, for that guy to come through, so that person may have a bias towards Asian people, or they could have recently stopped working with them, because I'm getting somebody was like, oh, whoa. So somebody was already planning to premeditate a situation, premeditate an attack, because it's like, well, shit, if we can't do that, then we're going to plot to do an attack with the animal. But it's then like somebody know, like if they let the animal out, because it's like, well, they leave stuff out in the middle of the night. And it's like, oh, well, we be letting the dog, it's like somebody be waiting till people are asleep or something like that. And then they let their dog, you know, roam loose or something like that. Somebody's name could be Julio, Kamani, or Kalani, Kamaya, Amira. Someone had to make a phone call because it was like, something about roll call. Ronca. Somebody from the Spanish community. Somebody could have tied to a reggaeton artist. Artista. Somebody could work at a coffee shop. A Bertista. Or somebody's last name could be Bertice. Bertice, Batiste. Janique, or some shit like that. Somebody's name could be Tamra. Somebody could be eating tamarindo or tamarind. Somebody could be dealing with a stomach ache. But either way, somebody is like, okay, so somebody could work for like a canine unit or be a trainer or something like that, or somebody could work for like an animal shelter. This is also tied to ABA. Sushi. So somebody could be like Japanese or something like that. Dominican, Salvadorian, Guatemalan, or Mexican. Sun's supposed to go down at 11 o'clock or 11 p.m. Between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Somebody planning to go to a club or meet up at a club. A conversation gonna go on in the bathroom because they trying to keep the phones. Because somebody feel like the music being out, they can drown out anybody trying to pick up what they talking about. Somebody last name could be Garza. Somebody could be from Jamaica. Something about a 4x4 truck. Or somebody could be driving a Ford or a Honda Accord. But whatever it is because somebody could be talking about some court and some kids, and then a death certificate. Also, somebody could be from like some sort of college, a historical black college, or where it's predominantly a lot of black or Spanish people. Somebody could also be from Miami or be in Miami or from South Florida somewhere of some sort. Somebody could have went to like a donut shop or like a bakery or something like that today. Estouffee. So somebody could be from Louisiana. Creole or Cajun. Somebody could be saying on the phone, what's the occasion? Why are you calling me? What's the occasion? Somebody's shocked by this. Somebody may have somebody locked in, caged in. Somebody's last name is Cage. Cage or Concave. Somebody could be trying to ditch that actual phone to get a prepaid. Shit, I know I need to do that shit. Somebody want to run down the network and mess with the telephone line or telecommunication. Somebody could have ties to somebody could be like a scammer or some shit like that. So they know how to like manipulate the cell phone. Or it's like somebody could have a connect, like somebody could have a friend that do like clinical research, blind studies and shit like that. And when you're involved in like blind studies and clinical research, it does give you access, especially if you're a person of Medicaid recipients. Oh, they do a lot of bullshit that y'all be like, oh, it was just, I don't know why my phone messing up. Motherfucker, you don't. They got access to your shit. Anytime you be signing on a contract, anytime you do, that's why it's very important. You gonna buy something, save up for that shit. Because if you don't buy that shit straight out, they're gonna put your ass on a bullshit contract. Unbeknownst to you, you giving them access, or you're allowing IT or cybersecurity teams, regardless of what it is, they'll be like, oh, you missed about 2 to 3 payments on your cell phone. Now IT can have control. And then if somebody come in with a bogus, as and I'm talking about bogus, because it don't be fully signed, sealed with the actual notary or a seal on it, and they be talking about, oh, they got a warrant to sit there and do things about your phone or hack into your phone. And all it requires for them that is to have an actual inside source to like your cell phone company, T-Mobile, AT&T. They took away certain things with Verizon's after they had to do that P. Diddy shit. Now where it used to be that you gotta wait 3 months before they can get a warrant to attack your shit when it come to Verizon, not no more. Shit, they can get that shit within a week now. Some of them, depending on how severe and serious your situation is, they can get that shit within an hour. It would literally have to be to like drug crimes, sex crimes, trafficking. Right now, at this point, murder, you gotta be on a high level for them to pay attention to that. With them type of charges, for them to get like the warrant within, like some of them can get this shit within like an hour to 2 hours, and they can confiscate everything. And I'm talking about your phone calls. You know how like you can screen tap and wave your hands over that shit. They pick up on everything. Phone be mirrored. Anything you're doing and you're on a conversation, you think your conversation is cool and shit like that. And if, more often than not, ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, well, I heard what you said, or some part of the, break out or something like that. And you got full signal. It's shit like that. Somebody literally waiting for somebody to leave. Somebody been having to pop a leave like it's motherfucking popcorn because somebody shit be booming. Somebody's trying to do something with a candle. Somebody got a black candle, or somebody just recently bought a black candle. Somebody went to the Botanica. Somebody got caught going in surveillance, going somewhere, and somebody tried to put on a damn hat, and you know how people be trying to tie them little things around their face like it's 1950. Like they ain't gonna know it's me. Somebody could drive like an Escalade, or beige cream color, or a white car, silver or black. Also, somebody got like that that baby shit color green, or blue, black, yellow, or white car. Silver, it could possibly be silver. Somebody last name is Silverton. Somebody could have met up at a plaza at a Mediterranean Arabic food place. If not, somebody met up like at a not a Bojangles. Well, somebody could have met up at Bojangles. Shit, Bojangles, you won't see that more up North Florida and Georgia. Tennessee, why Clarksville? Is that my motherfucking energy? I don't know. It'll be in their best interest to mind their motherfucking business, because something going out. They got 21 hours. Shit, motherfuckers do work on the weekend. Somebody's name could be Kenneth, Kenny, Kevin or Kevin. Somebody's name could be Kanitha or Kanithia or some weird ass shit. Kind of what in the Samham ghetto name that is. Maybe somebody should have did better. Because it's like somebody seeing somebody's name and then you see them like, you don't look like the person here. Oh yeah, but my dad is this and my mom is white and my mom's German, my dad's black. He was in the military. Somebody planning a bonfire. I wouldn't recommend it tonight. I wouldn't recommend anybody to be drinking tonight at all. This is the worst full moon for anybody to do some shit. But you know people are hard head, make soft ass. And somebody gonna be crying tonight. I thought somebody planning on telling somebody, hey, somebody passed on. I'm just gonna fuck somebody's head up because I'm getting somebody saying, okay, what you telling me for? I'm also get somebody saying, somebody's so insensitive. Somebody would kept trying to copy something, but it's like, I can't say anything like that. How can I reword that? Somebody studying for the ASVAB. Somebody trying to go into the military. Somebody trying to go to the military to get out of some shit. Because somebody trying to figure out what's in the best interest. You're getting like oh, somebody trying to do that shit again. But they're gonna catch on to it whenever they start doing it. Cause they're gonna catch on after the 23rd person come in, they're gonna catch on to it. The military, yeah. It's a military base that's gonna catch on to somebody, or they having to force a chapter because something's being done. Somebody sorted through a business or a company's food trash and they found some syringes or something that wasn't supposed to be in there where they dumped the food part at. Something about food particles. So food code, health violations. Somebody gonna end up pulling over someone. And I'm getting somebody pulling out either, oh shit, it's like gonna be 2 or 3 cars, right? But it's like, I don't know if these are unmarked cars and they're not gonna have the plates on them. And somebody gonna be feeling like they brave and be real cocky about this shit. Cause I feel like this shit is a sting. Never mind, let me be quiet about this. Cause somebody gonna do something and I'm getting beyond humble. Or it could already happen or about to happen. And somebody petty. Cause I'm getting somebody be like, hey, such and such and such and such. I ain't seen you in such a long time. And I'm getting like the crew looking at somebody like, huh. Yo, when it comes to the other people where I was saying like there was like 6 to 8 people investigating something, but 2 of them are lying and withholding information, and somebody gonna catch on at some point and be like, hell no, I ain't gonna go down with this. And they're gonna be like, hey, such and such, I ain't seen you in such a long time. And that right there gonna be enough for them to be able to go calculate and backtrack on everything else. Cause somebody had a intent to take down a governor, a senator, a mayor, something like that. Cause somebody want payback, cause somebody was like, you might want to back off of this situation or something like that. And somebody, this is like somebody that don't like to hear no, or they like to have something to go a particular way because they feel like they could persuade a situation or get an attorney to help them persuade a situation. And baby, this shit finna get sticky. Whoever the journalist for this situation is, they finna get a real big ass motherfucking pay raise off of this shit. Cause however they gonna cause I'm getting discussion going on like how we gonna report this, but somebody know that they gonna have to leave for a little bit because of what they discovered in this situation. But one thing for sure, don't go back to your country. Cause somebody go back to their country, a pale skinned female, you go back to that country, you gonna walk the green mile. Cause they ain't gonna see the benefit to after the fact of what you did. But they ain't gonna see it for what it is, because when people are in the heat of the moment, they don't see certain things for what it is. Somebody's like, how you go from talking about animals and stuff like that, because it's a search that's about to go on. Somebody did something they ain't had no business. If somebody try to run off, take something off or do something, and that alone is still gonna trace back to a whole heap of people. A whole heap of somebody in a whole heap of trouble. Anyway, I'm gonna fuck up this fruit real quick. Y'all be great and do better things.